Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Carrie, and in this video I am talking about our homeschool supplies for the 2022-2023 school year. So luckily we did not need a whole bunch of stuff for this school year. I'm trying to be intentional about what I buy so that we don't end up with a whole bunch of stuff that we don't need or don't use. Okay, so I'll start with the most basic, kind of boring stuff. Get that out of the way. So I grabbed a binder, a 2-inch one. We're gonna be putting in our all about reading stuff, all like the student manual stuff in there, and so I did that. And then I also just bought a box of page protectors for that. I also bought construction paper and printer paper, but I don't have that up here. And sticky notes, very exciting. And then we did get a first grade notebook because we need this for our grammar and writing curriculum. And then we also are going to be using it probably for history as well. So I'll probably just split it in half and use it for both those subjects. This is by School Nest, and it is, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but it's dotted on one side and then lined with a space above to write, and every page is like that. So there are, I think there's like 200 pages in here. Yeah. So in my curriculum video, I mentioned that we're gonna be adding some things to our handwriting stuff. We're doing handwriting without tears, but I bought a few things extra to make it a little bit more fun. And the first thing that I bought is this ABC Handwriting Workbook by Mrs. Wordsmith. So this is a storybook with handwriting practice. And actually my son has already completed it pretty much all the way. So I'm glad he liked it. I was right about him liking it. So it is a story about a fly larva who lives in Pooville. And normally I don't choose things with like potty words in them because that always drives me crazy. But I figured, okay, flies in nature, they do like poop. And so he does not like his station in life. He doesn't like being a fly. And so he decides that he's gonna eat all these really good, healthy foods because he wants to become a butterfly. And so he chomps through the alphabet. So every letter he chomps through, it ends up being like apples and avocados for A, and then you have writing practice afterwards. And I am a little disappointed because he ended up chomping some really odd things. I thought it was gonna be good, like all these good healthy foods, and then it ended up being like the letter P ended up being like poop stuff. And I was like, dang it, but it's okay. So it ended up being good because my son was able to practice and get through it anyway. So that was kind of a fun book. He does have a few more pages that he's still gonna go through, but he did do like all of it. And then I also bought some of Channie's dry erase flashcards, and I'll show you what they look like inside. So they are just the first 9 numbers, and they're double-sided, so front and back. And then it goes through the alphabet. So the front side, it's just green. It is uppercase, and then the back side is lowercase. And what's unique about Channies, if you don't know, is they have these lines, not lines, they have these color-coded boxes. And so if you look, the green in the middle just kind of helps give kids some parameters to write within, and it fills up the entire box. So it has a place for letters that drop low and then also letters that go up high. It writes it like that. And so it's very visual and really good for kids. So I thought we'd get some of these. These are just for fun. So hopefully they work well. And then I just got some fun writing utensils to make it a little bit more exciting. So I got these friction pens. I think that's what they're called. Yes, they're Pilot Friction Erasable Pens. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can do this, if it'll focus on it. So they just have this little eraser at the top there, and they come in a whole bunch of different colors. So I can choose those. And then I also just got some fun mechanical pencils. These are the triangular shape pencils to kind of help with the pencil grip. So those will be fun just to write with. Okay, not handwriting stuff, but just moving on. I got this little timer clock, and I'm gonna pull it out so that you can actually see what it looks like. Okay, so it looks like this. It's just a little timer, and it's one that you can see the minutes on, so that way it gives the kids a visual for when they are working on something for like 15 minutes. They can see it move down. So that's helpful. We also got these what do I do conversation cards, and it says navigating social expectations, but they're a lot to do with manners, like things that you do while you are at school, while you're at home, during dinner, or parties, or if you're playing sports. So I'll give you an example. So this one says, when there is a lot to do around the house, ask if you can help. This one says, when you lose a game, congratulate the winner by saying you played very well. This one says, when you eat something big, take small bites. So there's just a bunch of them for different situations, and they're color coded depending on the situation. So those would be fun to do like in our morning basket. And then the other thing that we got is this little Hand to Mind is the brand. It's this little finger pointer to help when kids are reading. So sometimes my son will kind of like speed through or like slur things together. And so it comes in this little package, and these little clear, I don't know what you call them, but they come with these little rings. This is kind of a funny thing. So you slide the ring on, and then you can put your finger through, and then you can use this to help you follow along the page as you read. And then the last thing that I got for my first grader / kindergartner is Mathlink Cubes that go with our Singapore math curriculum, because they use that a lot. So it's still coming in the mail, but we did order that. And then I did order a few things for my 3-year-old, 3.5, almost 4-year-old. He's always begging to do school with us, and so I just bought him some little activity books that he can do. So I went to Kumon. I just bought these off Amazon. Here's a tracing one. So you just stay in the lines, follow the pathways. They're pretty simple. He's already done a few pages. And then I thought these were so cute. They're these little, it says ages 2 and up. So there's a let's cut paper, a let's fold, and then a let's color. And there's actually one more in this series that we didn't get. It's like a cut and paste one with like used glue and scissors and stuff. So we just kind of kept it simple. But these, I don't know if you can tell, these are like half the size of the regular workbooks. And so they're just these little ones. I think my son already did a few pages. So they just have, what do you call it? Like directed coloring. And so purposeful coloring. Like the little party popper, you draw the little lines to help with the party poppers. This one you draw hose spraying. And then there's other pages where you practice in filling in the shape with the correct color until you can't see the white anymore. So just really simple basic things for 2-year-olds. That's the color one. The folding one, we've already done some of these as well. They just have a line that you fold, which is actually really difficult for kids this age. And then it ends up being little pictures, like a little peekaboo one. And then they get a little bit harder, and they end up becoming kind of like puzzles almost. So they're really cute. And then the let's cut paper one is also used already. We've done a few pages of each of these. You cut out on the gray line, so it's nice and thick, and then you can put something together to make it look like a complete picture. So there's a tug of war one, a little hiking one, and they get a little bit more complicated as you go. So that's cutting practice. And that is what I have for our school supplies for this year. So I hope that that was helpful in some way, and I will see you next time. Thanks, bye.